So it kind of got sprung on me last minute, and I'm a little bit nervous. It's funny because as the laughter began to grow, my heartbeat began to grow. Boom, boom, boom. So I was thinking about something, right? I've been listening to this cat named Les Brown speak, and he was talking about expectation, or I'm trying to think of the other thing. Well, I want to pose a question, all right? Like, how many of us want to succeed in here, in this place, right now, today? How many of us want to succeed? Whether it be like in relationships, in our job, careers, going to school. And then I want to pose another question. How many of us expect to succeed? How many of us expect? And not just the trainees, I mean everybody in here. All right? So he said like this, he said that when you want something, it shows up in conversation. Like you talk about it, like, man, you know what, I want a new house, or, you know, I want a better job. But you just want it, you know, it shows up in conversation. It doesn't really show up in action. When you expect something, it shows up in your actions. You start doing things differently because you expect that to come to pass. And I started thinking, I was talking with Troy the other day, and he was telling me that we get 60,000 people that come through tattoo removal, right? And then I look at the box. Like, I'm looking at the box and it's empty. He's like, man, if every person just put $1, you know, that would be $60,000. If they just put $1. If they just put 50 cents, you know, imagine how much money that'd be. I started thinking about this box, and I'm like, damn, you know what, I never put $1 in that box. Why haven't I? You know, do I expect this? Do I expect Homeboys to succeed? Do I expect myself and everything that Homeboys has done for me? And it's like, so I think about my own life, because for a long time I've been trying to like lose weight, exercise. But what happens is, I'll say, you know what, I'll leave from here, I'll be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna give me a double cheeseburger because I'm not gonna lose weight anyway. And it's because I don't expect it. I don't expect that's gonna happen for me. I don't expect to lose 50 pounds like I keep talking about. And I wanna lose 50 pounds, you know, I wanna do this, I wanna do that. Other things right now, and why my life's beginning to change, because I expect it now. I remember before, like, and I talk about this a lot, I've fallen a few times. And it's because I didn't expect for myself to succeed. And now we got this class upstairs. And I got scared in the beginning, like we talked about it. We talked about this book, and I read half of the book, and I was inspired by this book. And I was like, you know what, I want to share this with another homie, and I want to get his feedback on it. So me and one of the homies, we started talking about it, like, hey, it would be nice if we just read this book together and then like see where we go from there. And I started thinking about other homies, like, man, I would want to hear other homies' inputs on it. Like, we could read this book and learn it ourselves, you know, and like pick up game from it ourselves. And then I got scared. And I was like, man, what if nobody comes, you know, to this class? Or what if I don't even bring it, I don't come correct, you know? What if I don't have the time or whatever? And then I like shook that fear off, and I was like, you know what, I expect that this class is gonna be okay. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. And you know what, that class has been, we've been going for like 4 weeks already. And every time we're in that class, like I walk away, and it's on a Friday. So we go in that class on Friday morning, and I walk into my weekend, and I'm like, you know what, damn, I got something out of it. You know, and I expect, right now today, I expect that class to go on this Friday. And more than likely it is, because I expect it to happen. And I think about my own life, like, you know, things that I want, things that I talk about I want to do. I need to change that perspective on just wanting and not doing nothing about it to like, you know what, I expect for myself to succeed in this life. I expect to find a better job. You know, when I start doing things, action, I start doing things behind that expectation. And that's what I want to share today, you know. I wish I had a daughter to make an example and put it in this box, because I do. I expect Homeboys to succeed. I expect Homeboys to be around for years, you know, and do for others what it did for me. And I expect myself to be around to see that happen. You know, I expect my kids to grow and not have the same lifestyle that I grew up. I expect myself to be there for my kids and not be back in prison. And today, my thought today is for us to shift. For us to shift and let's really start thinking about our lives, you know, and let's change that want to expectation. I'm gonna start taking off garments. Hey, but let's make it happen, because it's possible for us. You know, we don't have to go back to what we know best. We don't have to go back to the streets. And I expect for all of us, you know, I expect for all of us that something inside of us when we come to Homeboys, something changes. And something happens and something takes place. And I thank you guys for letting me share that with you guys.